in a row. I must stop dipping. Hello. So, Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the UK, working across the UK, France, Germany, Austria and the Netherlands. Welcome to my Thursday afternoon live. Today we're going to be using the Blessings of Home bundle, which is in the mini catalogue and I think is carrying over to the next annual. Let me just check while people join. Bear with me. I did have a little flick through the online catalogue for the next catalogue, and I'm sure it was, yes, it is carrying over. I couldn't tell you whether it's carrying over as a bundle or two separate items, but it's definitely carrying over. So woo! I've done a little bit of prep, just some basic stamping. So when we do get going, we are a little ahead of the game. Hello, Claire. I don't know about with you, Claire, but we've had pretty much every season this year, today. We've had glorious sunshine. Well, we have glorious sunshine now. We've had snow, big flake and small flake snow. And it's blowing like you've opened a fridge door. It's freezing. I'm standing here. Sorry, I must just pop my stamping scrub back. Oh, I won't bother. I'll put it there instead. I'm standing in my craft room, which I've turned the heating off in my craft room. Idiot. So I've got my blower on and I've got a thick woolen scarf wrapped around my, like a skirt over my jeans, and I've got my fur-lined boots on again. Hello Judith, hello Carol from Alberta, hello Gwen from North Carolina, and Claire's had the same ridiculous weather that we've had. Only because this is going to annoy me, this noise, I'm going to turn my heater off. I may need to turn it on again, but for the moment I'm going to turn it off. Bear with. When I came into my studio about half three-quarters of an hour ago, it was 10 degrees centigrade. It is now 12, so it's all good. Hi, Deborah from Michigan. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't make it up. The UK is known for having every season in one day, so, you know, hey, what I have got, which is going to be very helpful, is a hot drink. So I'm going to just take the lid off that. It's a T2T. Hello, Karen from Jaffrey in New Hampshire. So it's a T2T. It's frosted fruitcake and it's gorgeous and it's just dripped all over my desk. So I need to get a cloth and just wipe that off. But yeah, it will be acting as a hand warmer as well as a hot drink because it is bitterly cold. It's April tomorrow. Who knew? Oh, that's so good, but it's really hot. So I'm just complaining. Right, I'm going to flip the camera down so that you can see what I am looking at. There we go. I don't think I've got my face camera quite right. Bear with. I'm going to make everyone a bit ill by just tilting it down. That's better because that means I can drop. So yes, I've just tilted it down so that you can see what I'm doing. Whoops, moving my paper. Just haven't got my head screwed on today. So I'm using the big images from Blessing of Home. They're up. I need to stick my paper down. It's going to annoy the bejeebers out of me. Bear with me while I sort that out. That's better. I'm just going to get a little bit of sticky tape and at least stick it top and bottom, because otherwise it is going to move all over the place and is going to annoy me more than a little. There we go. Right, okay, so yes, Blessings of Home. It was one of the first stamp sets I got from the current mini. I've stamped it in basic grey because the paper, it has basic grey in it, so the black, if you like, from the paper is basic grey, and I've got a couple of ideas, not many, but a couple, on how I'm going to use it. The first thing I'm going to do is, there are dies, and I do have the dies, but the first thing I'm going to do is ignore the dies, and I'm going to cut this. I saw this on, I think it was on Instagram. I saw someone had done this. In fact, two of the ideas that I'm hoping to have a go at are from Instagram. So, yes. Oh, and while I'm doing this, I had a look at the inventory status report for Europe. Almost every embossing folder has either gone or is low stock. The stamp sets are beginning to go, particularly the foreign language ones. Currently, the in colours all appear to be in stock. The 2020 to 2022 in colours appear to all be in stock. But things are changing very, very fast. So just bear that in mind. I saw one of the US demos say that 35% of the stamp sets in North America have sold out. So just to let you know. And I think, unlike in other years where North America has been able to buy the stamp sets even when they've sold out, if you see what I mean, because they're manufactured in North America and don't need to be shipped, I think they have in past years continued manufacturing to meet demand. I'm not convinced they're going to this year. So if you're in North America, A, can you confirm that for me? And B, if you want any of the retiring stamp sets and you think you've got until the 2nd of May to order them, you may want to think again. Hello, Jess. Hello, Judy. So, right, so Judy's saying good morning. So I'm guessing, Judy, you're in North America somewhere, as it's currently 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. Right, so I have just rough cut this out, and then I'm going to chop into it. So, as I say, this was something that I saw on Instagram. Let me just make sure that I am in camera. I think I am. Oh, I need to be a bit further over, otherwise you get my face where I'm cutting. There's a bit of a delay on the stream. That's better. I am in a better place now, so hopefully. So yes, there is a bit of a delay on the stream, so if there are any visual issues, let me know and I will try and sort them out quickly. But there is about a 20-second delay today. It varies from day to day. So yes. Ooh, now, other things. While I remember, I launched on my newsletter and my website today. You're in southern Georgia. Ooh, so hopefully it's a bit warmer with you than it is with us. I launched my new essential adhesive pouches today. I have 21. No more and no less. I have 21 of these pouches. I got them at a really bargain price. They're from a high street stationers in the UK. From their website, interestingly, the offer wasn't available in store. How they expect their bricks and mortar stores to survive when they're putting ridiculous offers on their website, but not in store, I do not know. So those pouches, if you were to go into the shop to buy them, are just shy of £5, and I got them for less than £1.50. So they're not seconds, they were doing them on offer. They are no longer on such a good offer. I wonder if they made a mistake. Thank you, Jess. So yes, they have been selling really well. I mean, one of them, the first one went about 20 minutes after I sent my newsletter out. My newsletter launched about 10-15 minutes after the web post went live. Normally I do it the other way around and get the web post, the newsletter out first, but I didn't today. My brain wasn't really working quite as efficiently as it was meant to be, probably because of the gold. Because of the issues with sourcing materials and supply chain issues, will not back order any stamp sets. When they're gone, they're gone. Thank you, Carol. I suspected that, but I'd seen some comments on one of the Stamping Up Facebook groups, one of the demo-only sites, that was questioning why someone couldn't order one of the stamp sets that had sold out. So I suspected it was because of the supply chain issues. Because obviously if they've got rubber and photopolymer, they're going to want to be making stuff that's going to be full price in the annual catalogue rather than reduced in one of the seasonals. You know, it's just basic economics, really. So I'm just cutting out kind of the top bit of this beautiful image. Then I'm going to colour it, and then I'm going to build a card. Now my other card is, I may not have the time to do it actually, looking at how long this is taking me, although I don't have to fussy cut my other card that I've planned. So we will see. Oh, the other thing that is pertinent wherever you are, even if there are some people with insomnia in Australia or New Zealand, today, the 31st of March, is the last day before shipping goes up. It's different in each region, so I'm not going to go into the details for each of you, but let's just accept that shipping will be going up as of tomorrow. So if you want anything, I would suggest getting as much as you can afford today rather than paying the increased shipping tomorrow. Hello, Joanna. So this is the bit that's left, and this is the bit that I've cut away. So this is going into the bin. Might be able to cut some of those out, but don't know if I do anything with them, so I won't bother. So they're going in the bin, and so this fits. I'm not going to put it on here, but this fits just there. But it's a smaller image. It's larger, however, than this, and it's a different shape, and I wanted that round shape. And as I say, the idea for doing that came from someone on Instagram. I've still got the same scratch piece of paper I had on Tuesday. So I am going to grab some of the colours that are in the paper. We don't have all of the colours in blends, but we do have fresh freesia, pale papaya, don't think we want misty moonlight somehow, cinnamon cider, possibly, and we don't have, unfortunately, garden green, so that's not going to be a possibility. Sorry, something came in that looked urgent, but it can wait. So I'm going to make up a green. So let's think. I think I'm going to go big flower. Actually, no, big flower. I'm going to go pale papaya. So the stamp makes it really easy because there's shading. So I'm going to use dark pale papaya where there's shading and anywhere where there would be a shadow. Now, as I say, I've stamped this in basic grey. The recommended, for want of a better word, ink to use for blends is Memento. However, any water-based ink will work. It will just be slightly different. It will smudge fractionally, but only fractionally. It's not like if you use StazOn with alcohol inks, which would be a bad idea. So yeah. I love these images. They're just so pretty. Now I'm thinking these 3 flowers are the same and these over here are different. That's how I'm going to colour them, put it like that. So I was saying on Tuesday, where I did a top tip on mats and layers, which as far as I'm concerned are the same thing. Let's not get confused by calling them mats and layers. Let's just say they are whatever. As far as I'm concerned, a mat is the same as a layer. You know, I mean, one could argue that a mat goes straight onto the card and a layer is popped up. I don't know. Depending on which website you look it up on, depends on the answer to the question. Just spotted some other places where I might want dark. So yeah, I think we just make life too complicated for people. But what I was saying during my Tuesday live was that if anyone has any issues that they would like me to address in a top tip, please do let me know. You can either leave a comment in this video or you can email me. My email address is on my website. I would ask that even if you are a Facebook friend of mine, please don't use Messenger. I hate Facebook Messenger. It just interferes with my day. It feels demanding. I don't know why. Am I the only person that thinks Facebook Messenger is demanding? You know, the moment you go on Facebook, suddenly it's going ping, ping, ping. Hello, Lorna. Glad I caught you just back from your 4th booster. Yay. Excellent. Yeah, Martin and I are both young enough that we don't get our fourth jab. I think we will come the autumn. But hey, I've had COVID twice now, so, you know, I must be building up some resistance to it. You'd like to think, wouldn't you? And I have to say, when I had it this last time, it really wasn't that bad. It wasn't even as bad as flu. The first session wasn't even as bad as flu. I was very tired, but it wasn't. I've had full-blown flu, and it's awful. And COVID, for me, and I know it's different for everyone, it really wasn't dreadful. And I felt tired after COVID, but if you've got full-blown flu, you feel tired. So, yeah. So, now at the middle I might bring in yellow of some description. Hello, Shani! You caught me live. Are you working from home today, or are you having a sneaky, not really working when you're meant to be working? Haven't seen you on here for ages. Lorna and Shani, or Daryl, depending on which platform she's using, are on my team. Oh, as is Jessica Marvel Crafts. She's in my 3rd level. So bless them, they come and support me. Dark freesia for the inside of these. Now I might use pale papaya for the inside of the mauve flowers, but I don't think I can use fresh freesia in the inside of the pale papaya. I think that would look a little strange. So that's that, and then this. And then I'm going to be building up layers of the doilies, some embossing, all sorts. And I might die cut some of the embossed pieces that I've done, which I know will squish them, and you know what, I'm going to just get over it. So that's those. Now I need something for the green, bearing in mind that garden green is a very particular green. That is garden green, and I'm trying to look at my blends and see what might work. Let's find a scrap of paper. That'll be the bit I've just thrown in the bin, of course. Scrap of paper. This is Mossy Meadow. Oh, that's not too off. That might work. Old Olive is going to be wrong. I think Shaded Spruce is going to be wrong as well. Hello, Brenton. Good evening. I was just oh no, that's not right. I was just talking about Australia, well, South Pacific generally, and the fact that everywhere today is the last day before shipping goes up. So make the most of the shipping now. Yeah, I'm going to go light mossy meadow as my nearest to garden green. I do wish they did a garden green. And the green that's coming in the new catalogue is more of a vibrant green. It's not granny apple green and it's not lemon lime twist. Oh, I loved that colour. I even had nail varnish in lemon lime twist. But it's a vibrant green, so it's not garden green. Not that this is garden green because it's light mossy meadow. But just in case I haven't decided on what DSP I'm using, if indeed I am using any DSP. But just in case it's got some garden green in it, I just wanted something that's, yeah, I mean, that doesn't shout at each other. So I think the other card that I've got an idea for, which again, as I say, was an Instagram card, and I honestly can't remember who it was by. I think I saw it on Stamping Through the Catalogue. So if you're on Instagram, follow me, because I do share images on Instagram that aren't anywhere else. So follow me, and B, if you're on Instagram, there's a group called Stamping Through the Catalogue who issue challenges or feature particular stamp sets on a particular day, and I think it was one of those. So if you look at Stamping Through the Catalogue, you'll hopefully, I missed some leaves, you'll hopefully find the one that I'm thinking about, and indeed this one. I do still share on Pinterest, but Instagram seems to be the way everyone's going these days. Right, so I've got So Saffron Dark and Light, and I'm going to just add a little bit of the dark kind of splodgy, and then in the middle there, and in the middle there, and then I will go over with the light, other than on those tiny flowers, because I really can't be bothered. That really is too much like hard work. So I'm just going to, and I am just going to blend it all in, so it will look almost as if it's one colour. And that is what we've got. Let me see if I'm in the right space. Oh, where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Almost, there we go. Now I could zoom, but zoom is not as, it's a bit fuzzy. Anyway, so there we go. So that's what I've got as my first pass at this. So let's see. I have pre-embossed with the honeycomb. Week off decorating, back to work next week. Well, at least you didn't choose last week. Well, for decorating, because, you know, that was gorgeous. And that would have been frustrating, being indoors on that during that gorgeous weather. So yes, I've got the pearlescent paper. I've got, this is actually some of the layering vellum, and I've got the mother of pearl. I'm thinking possibly the pearlescent, although if I use designer series paper, I won't use that unless it's fairly solid, because that's more of a cream. So it's going to be one of those two. And I might even be a real naughty demo and punch a circle out, because we don't have circle punches anymore, much to my chagrin. Now these are the doilies, which come in basic grey, cinnamon cider and misty moonlight, but they also come in white. Hello Susan from Calgary, live no less, absolutely. Freezing cold actually, but then to say that I'm freezing cold to someone who's in Calgary probably is, I don't know, maybe not the right thing to say. Actually, I'm going to go basic grey, and I may not bring in the embossed piece yet. So I'm going to go basic grey. I'm going to go design a series paper, and then I don't know what I'm going to do. So let's see what we've got. I've got quite a lot of this left. So fortunately it's in the mini catalogue, so I've got until the end of June, yeah, to use it up. So I think this is one of each of the patterns, looks like it. So we've got a very solid cinnamon cider background, fresh freesia, pale papaya and garden green, pretty much every colour, misty moonlight and garden green. Or, and I'm going to go for an or, we have wood grain in all sorts of shapes and sizes, which are just wonderful. And I think I'm going to see if I can find a piece, yay, there it is, a piece of this garden green one. Which that looks like it also is garden green. It is, so we've got two of those pieces cut down already, so let's pop those to one side. If there's a crash in a minute, it'll be the paper falling on the floor. It's moving. It's moving. Oh well. Right, so I'm going to go. I thought I had a basic grey card base, but I don't. That's fine. I will go. I might go fresh freesia and just pick out that colour that we've got a little bit of, but not a lot. I do have a basic grey matte, and then a piece of the paper, ooh, which is perfect size almost. Need to trim that down a little bit, so that's good. And I'm going to bring in, if I can find them. No. Yes. Ooh, I thought that was basic grey and it's not. Never mind. It's fine. In which case I might just go white for my thread, because I do want thread. What have I got here? I really need to sort out my ribbons. I haven't done a sort out since the current catalogue, the current mini catalogue came in. So it's all a bit of a disaster, frankly. Somewhere I have linen thread. I know I do because I was using it. No. May have to go some other route because I can't find my linen thread. And short of getting out a step ladder, I'm not going to find it without. Yeah, it's just not right. We're going to go a different route. We're going to go pale papaya open weave because life is too short. Right. Note to self: next job is to sort out my ribbons. Right, where were we? Oh, there's the linen thread. You will use linen thread. It's fine. Right, I don't know why that's down. Probably because it fell. Okay, now it's everywhere. But yes, I'm going to go linen thread, and I'm going to go one of those, random mushes, which other people are so good at, and I'm always thinking I'm really bad at. So let's just find out how big this piece of paper is. Odd is the answer to that question. Right, so I'm going to cut it down to 3 5/8 by taking off a teeny weeny bit. But if you saw my video on layers, you'll understand why. So 3 5/8, so that's brought it down 1, 2, 3, 4. It's brought it down ½ an inch. So this wants to be 5 1/8. It's either going to be right or wrong. Can only be one of the two. Let's see which it was. Wrong. Okay, we'll get the bigger piece. And we'll go for a proper size. We'll go 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And see what that looks like. It might be a bit thin for what I'm looking for. Yeah, another 1/8 off. So we're going 3 5/8. This is where I went wrong. By 5 3/8. No, I'm going to take it off the other end because then I've got a wider plank. Right. I'm thinking I might finally be doing the right bit. Oh, dear Lord. So that's going to go on there like that. That's going to go on there like that. That's going to go on there. That's going to go on there. And then we're going to do one of those really sexy waffly things with linen thread, which, as I say, I'm always so bad at. What I do want is a sentiment, and we've got some really nice sentiments. We've got "Thank you for inspiring me. Have a perfect birthday. We can get through anything together. What a beautiful day for love. And you are a real blessing to everyone around you." I'm going to go for "Thank you for inspiring me," because that's always a useful sentiment to have. And I'm going to bring in my scrappy scrap of paper and a block. And I'm going to stick with basic grey, because to bring in another colour I think is going to be off-putting. So is it straight on the stamp? Yeah, more or less. I'm actually going to stamp it the other way up, and I know that's weird. There is method in my madness. Hello, Mary Ellen from Montana. Random mushy. Yes. Random mushy, that's me. The reason I turned my stamp upside down is because my label is actually quite high on the stamp, and the stamp is a bit further down. So by turning it over, I knew I was going to be able to have the image, the sentiment, further away from the edge. And yes, I have been using my stamping scrub, the thing I found when I was tidying up my craft space. I know, such a thing never happened. Right, so I need to cut this a bit. And where's my chopper? There's my chopper. Right, let's get rid of that. So I'm just going to cut it down. As I manage to stamp it straight, I'm going to embrace the fact that for once in my life I have managed to stamp something actually straight, and do that. So, on the premise that quite a few of you will probably be demonstrators, who's going to on tour? Apart from me. My on tour slot is Saturday morning, which, if it's still snowing, will probably be a good thing to be doing. So yes, let me know who's going. So yes, thank you for inspiring me. Can go down there. Right, okay, so on the back of this, I'm going to put some Seal Plus, because Seal Plus is nice and sticky. Oh, and I got a message from, I can't remember who it was now. If you watched me on Tuesday, we were having a discussion about what happens when your stamping seal decides it's going to get very loose and throw out the tape. And I had a suggestion of how you could fix it, not having had the problem myself. Apparently it worked. So if you haven't seen that, do go back and have a look. Can't tell you where it was in the video, sorry. So Mary Ellen's going on the 12th. Actually no, I'm going to go I am going to go mushy, mushy, mushy. Mushy, mushy, mushy. Right. Now, I don't know who remembers this or who I've mentioned it to before. I ordered rather too many linen threads once. I think I ordered 10 instead of 1. So I do have quite a lot of linen thread that I am trying to slowly use up. This is now just in a mess rather than a useful mess. Good grief, it's blowing a hooligan. This is not going to help my fruit trees. I say my fruit trees, my husband's fruit trees. So Gwen's not going because she's new and mainly a hobbyist. I know there'll be a little bit of business, but not a huge amount, I would imagine. There's not normally that much on tour, but yeah. Now, there is the Creativity Now event coming up that is just creative, so you may enjoy that. Who else we got? Francis is going on Monday afternoon in North Carolina. Sherry from Oregon will be going to on tour closer to the end of April. Yeah, we're really early. Jess would have liked to go, but isn't. We can't, unfortunately, do everything. Right, I'm literally going to go for a mess. Other people seem to manage to make a mess look neat or meant or generally not just a mess. So I'm going to see if it works for me. That's kind of random. Let's break it up a little more. That's fine. Right, so I'm now going to grab some dimensionals and pop some of these in various spots over the back of this. So I'm using the dimensionals to do two things. A, I want dimension, but B, to help trap that linen thread. And it's sleeting now, or is it hail? No, I think it's hail. Lovely. My poor husband has decided that this afternoon is a really good day to be in the garden. That actually, I think that works, strangely. Right, so we need to attach things to things. Let me grab some glue. Can't believe it's 40 minutes and I've been making one card. I'm just having a think. Now, I don't normally use adhesive on Designer Series paper, but I'm going to this time, just because it's out. There we go. Let's burnish my card. I just want to have a play with positioning the side. The reason I turned it over is because this side is slightly longer than the other side, so it's better to have at the front. You had frost and ice this morning. Good heavens. I don't think we had frost or ice. We did last week when it was really clear and bright and lovely. I had to work out how to defrost the new car. Thank you, Judy. You don't have to apologise, Shani. It's perfect. I was just curious. Right, I'm thinking I'm going to come over to the side. So my doily is still going to be on the card, but to one side. Like that. And then I'll pop that up on dimensionals as well. Instead of wrapping around fingers, press thread to back of stamped image as you want it, then not so much of the thread is lost behind the image. Yeah, that's too organised for me, Francis, because I don't know how I want it. So that presupposes that I know where I want it. But you're absolutely right, it's a very good idea, and then less thread would be lost. If I knew what I was doing, that would be my plan. But I don't. So I'm not. Right, so the other thing that comes in this suite are the classic matte dots, which I believe are carrying over. Don't quote me on that. And they come in basic, so they're black, basic grey, and black, basic grey, vanilla and white. This particular strip doesn't have the white on, but it does have the basic grey. So I can pop one there. They come in two sizes, large and small, surprisingly. One there, and one a little bit further up. So that is my first card. Thank you, Francis. Pam, late is... You're never late. You just missed the beginning and can watch it later. Thank you, Gwen. So yeah, there we are. Obviously it would need a liner. Liner. Shall I put it in? Shall I be rash and actually put a liner in the card? In fact, I've still got the smaller of the stamps loaded. So let me grab my scrappy scrap of paper. And we will stamp it. I'm going to use, however, smoky... No, I'm not. I'm going to use pale papaya, which is currently hiding behind my now really cold cup of tea. Thank you, Jess. So, pale papaya. Let's get rid of that and that and that. Let's throw that on my desk. So, I'm just going to ink up a bit of this in pale papaya. Yeah, that's fine. Just wanted to remind myself of how pale or not pale papaya is. And I'll just stamp it in the bottom corner, like that. So now I can pop that on the inside of my card and at least start showing you what I have planned for the other image that I have stamped using this size of stamp. Not sure if this particular seal is going to see me through this live because it's getting to the end. There we go. So little flower in the corner and there we go. So that's one down. Phew! I've actually managed a card. Right, this one you're going to think I am totally balmy, but it's not my balminess. So, scrap paper, mildly cold cup of tea, lukewarm. So it's neither hot nor cold, it's just lukewarm. But it's wet, and that's all I really need. So, this is the light black. Go figure, there's a light black. This may or may not work, but it's one that it's something I saw on Instagram. So, what I am proposing, and I think on Instagram it was done in either Misty Moonlight or Night of Navy. Probably Misty Moonlight because that's one of the colours in the suite. However, I'm going with light black. Is it only me that thinks light black is stupid? I mean, I don't know what else I'd call it, but because it's in a bundle with dark black, but it just, as a concept, it doesn't sit well with me. Oh, and anyone who ordered my Altogether stamp camp for Ukraine, thank you. The videos, you may have noticed that I haven't been around a bit because we were having major issues with our internet provider, in that the internet signal was occasional, and as a result, it meant that although I could record the videos for my stamp camp, actually getting them to successfully upload to YouTube, that was another matter. 18 or is it 19 videos, I can't remember, and they just weren't uploading. They have now uploaded, and I have very nearly finished the instruction sheet. The problem is I need them uploaded before I finish the instruction sheet, because I need the links to the videos because they get embedded in the PDF for the with the instructions. This is the slow bit of this particular process. The rest should, she says, hopefully, take less time. Doesn't make sense to you either. I'm glad it's not just me, Judy. My morning coffee is cold, but I'm drinking it anyway. Yeah, it's a bit like me with my tea. It's, as I say, lukewarm. Cold is, I think, preferable to lukewarm. So it's fine. By the time we've finished, I will be drinking cold tea. And standing on feet that I actually am beginning to not feel. It is so cold. My own stupidity for turning the heating off because we were getting good weather, and that my brain doesn't want to allow the heating to go back on until next winter. So I'm just putting layers of clothes on and hoping for the best. And as I say, using my blower, my heater blower, every now and again, which, as it's under my desk, actually is quite good because it warms my feet, which are the bit that gets coldest. I've always had really bad circulation and cold feet. My hands are never great either, but hey, at least I'm using those. Right, so I have outlined in light black. Now I'm going to take the other end of my light black and fill it in. And by filling it in, I mean fill in the background. Now, this is looking darker than I think it's going to ultimately be because it will dry, and it will dry lighter. The difficulty is going to be getting a smooth blend. So what I'm tempted to do is do it in sections. But with a bit of a uneven bottom to my section. So the idea, now of course the other option would be to die cut it and colour the edge of the die cut, she says, now that she's thinking about it, which might have been quicker. But I actually do like the idea of it being a negative or positive image, I don't know, whichever it is, if it works reasonably and we don't end up with too many pencil marks. I mean, not that they're pencil marks, but you know what I mean. So all I'm doing now is kind of going in and doing a bit of a scribble so it's not a solid line at the edge. convinced. So I think what I'm going to do is stop that and grab my mini cut and emboss, which is still on 20% off until the end of the day. Just saying. So whomever it was who did it on Instagram clearly is better at doing these things than me. Yes, that will fit through. This, on the other hand, needs to be trimmed down. So we've sort of done part of what I need to do for the alternative version of this. So let me pop this onto here. Yes. Right. So this is the alternative way of doing this, but I want this to be on a solid background. It looked beautiful when whomever it was did it. Do go and have a look at Stamp Through the Catalogue, or is it Stampin' Through the Catalogue, one or the other. Anywho, so we've got this. So I haven't actually completely wasted time because I do need the edges to be grey. So that it looks less like a die cut is the plan. I haven't die cut this particularly well, but it's fine. So yes, Savings in Bloom finishes today, as does the current postage, shipping, whatever you want to call it. So do make the most of both of those wherever you are. If you think you're going to be running out of things like, I don't know, envelopes, basic coloured cardstock, those sorts of things, I would get them before the postage goes up. Right. Now, this is basic grey. If we put that on there, it's the wrong colour. It's fine. It's fine. I'm perfectly happy. So what I'm going to be looking at is an alternative background. Nope. That might work. Nope, nope, nope. That one's the one I want. So do I have a smaller piece of that one? Yes, I do. Okay, so we'll use that. Do remember that if I'm not boring you completely, if I'm not boring you completely, thumbs up's always nice. And if you are enjoying it, a share is also really nice. I really don't like that. No, bad idea, Yuille. Bad idea. So someone else has done a really good job of it, and I haven't. So we're going to change, and we're going to go for this. Now I do have some little vellum bits that I want to use. So we're going to do a really quick card, because it is 5 to 4. So apologies for boring you stupid with that. We're all human. I'm going to do another completely different card. So, right, where's one of these? There it is. I am, however, going to leave it uncoloured. So you aren't going to have to watch me colouring the die cut at all. Right, so I am still going to use this background. Having said I'm not going to colour it, I lied. I'm going to take the light smoky slate and a filthy silicone mat, which is already covered in alcohol marker, and I'm just going to whiz round the edge, because this will help it pop out of the background. Thank you, Judy. Lots of thumbs up. If you want a bigger border of black, could you fussy cut the image? I could fussy cut the image. I could. I could. You know me, Lorna. I love a bit of fussy cutting. I will use it for something. I won't throw it in the bin, but for the sake of today's live, I will do something quicker, or, you know, not necessarily quicker, something else. So this will help, as I say, make it stand out from the pattern paper a little, and also, as I want to leave it grey, it will be a better finish, in my humble opinion. And as we have discovered this afternoon, my thoughts on these things sometimes change at the last minute, and something I think is going to work brilliantly well doesn't. But if you don't try, you don't find out. And as I say, I will use that die cut for something, and I may well fussy cut it, but we'll see. So I'm hoping that you will see the difference for this die cut between having the smoky slate round it and not. So that should help help it come out from the background. So I'm going to cut this paper down to 3 3/4 by 5.5. Actually, I've squished that edge, so let's go this way. And I am going to use that open weave ribbon. And I'm going to use a pale papaya mat with, where did I put my card bases? There. Garden green, because we've got quite a lot of garden green on that pattern. You despise fussy cutting. You have tremors, and no matter what you do, it's not fun. Right, so have you seen the new catalogue, Judy? Because I think, am I right in remembering that you are a demo? Let me check back. Oh no, that was Gwen. If you are, well, whether you've seen the new catalogue or not, there's a stamp set coming out, well actually it's a bundle coming out that has got dies that are in effect the fussy cutting. I know! Gwen also hates fussy cutting. Not good at it, it makes you look... right, okay, so thank you for saying I make it look easy. There is a reason for that. It's because I've practiced, and I know if you've got issues with your hands, obviously that's going to be something. It's going to be a challenge. I thought there were 5. There are. However, for those who don't, you can practice. It's your stream of consciousness delivery that makes these videos so good. Thank you, Lorna. Yes, my random thoughts. Yeah. So Judy, no and no. Okay, when you get to see the new catalogue, there is a bundle which has sentiments. I think it's got other images as well, but there is definitely a bundle with lots of sentiments with fussy cut or dies that make it look like you fussy cut the sentiment. So if you like the look but not the execution, you may be in luck. Right, okay, so that's going to go on there. I'm going to have a bit of this. Wait, wow, have not seen it, but look forward to anything to help me with fussy cutting. Well, there you go. So, yes, there will be, yeah, I think just 2. I had to do a double take. I've not seen a physical copy of the catalogue yet. But yes, I know. I should be getting a physical copy any day now. Well, anyone who's a demo should be getting a physical copy any day now. And if you're going to On Tour, you will get 2, because you'll get 1 with your On Tour box and 1 through bulk mail. And I know the bulk mail ones are already arriving, certainly in the UK. So they probably have already arrived if you're in Europe. Although I don't think we've got any mainland Europeans. So this little strip here was an offcut from the mini dimensionals. That's the word I'm looking for. Do I want these? No, they're not adding anything, so I'm not going to bother. So I am going to be rash and actually, how far up do I want it? No, I want it about there, so let's go down to that level. Oops, that is what not to do with your Stampin' Seal Plus, because it rips the paper, and I should know that. So what I'm going to use instead, fortunately I'm covering that bit up, what I'm going to use instead is a bit of tear and tape. I keep trying to put my bits into the T2 have these built-in tea strainers in their mugs, and I keep trying to put my waste into that rather than into the little bin that I've got sitting on my desk. Right, and then that's going to go on top, and that will be beautiful. That will be pretty. Right, let's stick this down first, and then I'll be nearly finished. You received yours this morning as a demo, and so did my son, who is a fellow demo. Woo! Keeping it in the family. Excellent. And Lorna's has popped through the letterbox as well. We didn't get post today. I say this more than occasionally. Because we live down a muddy lane, they don't really like coming down with our post unless they have a reasonable amount for us. And we had post yesterday, so I don't expect to get post today as well. If we order anything that is Royal Mail, kind of like 48 hours, 24 hours delivery, then we get post as well, because as they're coming anyway, we get post. So that's where I've ended up. I may do a sentiment, because that looks a little bare still. So I may just use the same sentiment for speed, because it's already on a block. Right way up. Wouldn't be the first time I had stuck something on the wrong way up. You haven't got yours yet, Pam. It's down to the Royal Mail now, so who knows? Who knows? Right, okay, so basic grey again, which is still the wrong side of my... No, I'm going to go garden green. Sorry, I just had a moment there. I like that we can see it online while we're waiting for our physical copies to arrive. So again, I'm going to ink this up and stamp it the wrong way up on the card, because that way I know that it will be about where I want it. Like that. Straight twice in a row. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, snips. Right, so I'm just going to pop that on, and then I will call today done. Right, that's square. So let's just get that trimmed down a little bit, which now means that's square and that's square. No, I'm going to go down a bit more. Ooh, 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 ooh. No, I'm going to be brave. I am going to be brave. And there. I do wish they'd put a mini chopper in the catalogue, because I think they're so helpful. Right, so final bit while I'm finishing this off, to remind you that if you don't already subscribe, it would be lovely if you did. Bottom right hand corner of the screen. If you want to know when I'm going live and you want a reminder, then also hit the alert bell, because that will send you an email to let you know when I go live or when I upload a video. Follow me on Instagram, Liz Yuille, one word, _ Old Stables Crafts, one word, _. Don't ask why I have to have an underscore at the end. And I think that's it. Questions, if you're watching on the replay and you've got any questions, do pop those below the description bar and I will get back to you at some point. I need to do a blitz on that, but yeah, so there we go. Those are 2 cards for today, and a very cold cup of tea. It's almost like it's chilled. Right, let me bring the camera back up so I can say goodbye properly. I need to drop onto my hip. So thank you very much for joining me today. Sorry it was a bit random there in the middle. I will sort something out with this. Not quite sure what yet, but I will sort something out with this. If you haven't already given me a like, please do. If you want to share the video, that would be awesome. If you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria or the Netherlands and want any products or would like to join Stamping Up, I would be thrilled if you would do that through me. There is a joining link and a shopping link in the description bar. I will post pictures of this on my website tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Good grief, this week's gone quickly. And fingers crossed, I might even do a simple stamping Saturday. Well, now that the internet seems to be working again, I should be able to upload the video. And if you are in the UK and want one of my pouches, they are going quickly. So, I mean, it may be that we'll get a flurry and then there'll be 5 left for the next 6 weeks. But if you would like one, you can buy one from my website on today's post on my website. And that's UK addresses only. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you for your kind comments. And a sunflower from Shani, because Shani is one of my team and we are the sunflowers. So yes, because sunflowers, where is it? She's a sunflower, strong and bold and true to herself, not lovely as a rose, but also not as fragrant. And the one I really like is, I never met a sunflower I didn't like. And we are all very different and we're all lovely. So, after which, thank you very much for your kind comments. I will let you go. The reason I'm looking up is because I've got lots of quotes up on my wall. And you stand out above all the rest because sunflowers are tall. So there we go. Thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will hopefully see some of you next Tuesday, 11 o'clock UK time, for another live and recorded videos in the meantime. So thank you very much, and bye-bye.